Good morning and welcome to episode 104 of Down to Dunk. You can find us on The Athletic and anywhere else you subscribe to your podcast. Go to theathletic.com/down to dunk. Get The Athletic for $3.99 a month. I am Luke. Joined this morning by Andrew.
I gotta say, I'm just fired up to be here today. It's pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. Woo! Slam through.
Taylor.
R.I.P. Boiling Water. You will be missed. She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind anytime. Slam through.
And Jay.
It's Jay. Do you get lost in those songs and forget the melody ever?
Well, this one was really confusing because in my head I sing it as one voice, and then when I'm singing, I remember, wait, there's like three harmonies.
There's a lot.
It absolutely, true, and it absolutely. Anytime I listen to Queen, I'm just shocked by how fantastic Freddie Mercury was.
Yeah,
so good.
Also, in that specific song, I read it and I'm like, what are they saying? It's not what I think it is.
Oh
Yeah.
don't if you pay attention to a lot of lyrics, like it's nonsensical. People like, have you ever listened to Under the Bridge by Red Hot Chili Peppers? Like, try to make those lyrics make sense.
What about these lyrics?
State of California.
That's not it.
Yeah, it is. I do this thing where if you listen to a Red Hot Chili Pepper songs
And just sing other lyrics.
sing all of their songs to that beat, and it works, and it's actually pretty fun.
What I got, you gotta get it, put it in you. I know what that means.
All right. Great transition
Well, good morning. Good morning.
to the Kemba Walker buyout. So the Thunder surprisingly bought out Kemba Walker. It had to be on my son's birthday. It had to be during his birthday breakfast. That's just when it had to be.
B-Day B.
Come on, guys. You should have waited. So it was unexpected because the Thunder have never done anything like this before. I would expect there to be some kind of discount because, one, I think they did it early enough in this whole process that he would have had to.
Well, he's also recouping $8 million. I think that's what the rumored contract with the Knicks is $8 million. So minimally,
minimally
you're getting an $8 million discount.
Yeah,
and Kemba had 2 years, right?
2 years left
at 35.
Yeah, like 74 million. I think.
And I don't know what the Knicks, if it's 2 years or if it's 3 years or whatever, but minimally they probably gain back that. But I bet, and I don't, the Thunder are so secretive about everything. I have no idea if they'll or when they'll release the details.
Oh, I would guess that someone will report it
sometime around the same time that they're going to be the last team to release their summer league roster.
They will be that. Yes.
So on buyouts,
make me crazy. I'm like, why?
Hey,
like, what?
Chill,
the secretiveness, man. Like, hey, it's just your summer league roster that we're going to finalize it. No,
they might. Maybe they're trying to decide if Poku's going to play or not.
He's not.
He already said no.
Yeah.
See,
he's definitely not playing.
But did you hear that in the press conference? Sam said, we have a very specific offseason plan for Poku. And so he will not be playing in the summer league.
Oh, really?
It's steroids, I think.
I hope so.
Roid rage. He's roid raging right now. So. They can't release him out into the public.
It's like when that Hulk, in the first Avengers.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Or it's like when they have the Jurassic Park that they're introducing to Jurassic Park, the Velociraptor, I'm sorry. And the guy gets sucked in the cage.
Yeah.
Because he's going so wild.
Yeah.
It's Poku.
That's the best comp I've ever heard.
And lots of teams have done this before.
Draft Express comp. A Velociraptor
at the very beginning.
Remember the beginning of Jurassic Park? It's that raptor.
Thanks, KOC.
I wish those were Kendrick Perkins comments during the draft.
It'd be much better if it was.
It's awesome.
Much
better than, well, he said it perfectly. I can't really add anything to that 80 times.
No, Perk said some stuff.
He called Moses Moody something that wasn't even remotely close to his name.
Moses Moody.
Did you see that? 150 times.
Have you seen
I
that
thought
thing?
someone edited that
No,
to make it like more tries than he did.
No.
But
Have you seen the meme where it's Keenan on How to Make a Million, or Are You Doing Me a Millionaire? Or he's
a
like,
woman?
where he's
millionaire?
like looking at it, it's like Perk trying to pronounce Moses Moody, and they're all wrong. It's pretty funny.
That's pretty good.
So what do you make of the Kemba thing?
I mean, to me, I think it's probably mostly about the development of this team and the development of the guards in particular, because there's so many of them right now that are young, that need minutes, that need to play. That if you bring Kemba
Charlie
onto
Brown?
this team, yeah, I'm specifically talking about Charlie Brown, Jay.
Charlie Brown.
Yeah. No, I just think that the minutes won't be there for him.
No.
And it doesn't make any sense. He's a floor raiser. He'll make the team better. Why would you bring in somebody that's going to make you better, take minutes from the guys that you've just invested like higher draft picks in? Why would you do that? And you just paid Shea. He'll eat into some of Shea's minutes too. Why in the world would you bring him onto this team? Now, the question is, why didn't they trade him instead? And if there was a market for him, if there was a trade that made sense that brought back a pick, don't you think that Sam Presti would have done it?
Did he become untradeable because his contract became was
I don't know
just
if
too
it's
much?
I don't know if it's his contract or if it's his health, or it's probably a combination of the two.
And also, I think the market, in the sense of like, more than likely, number one, the Thunder figured out that they were going to have to give an asset away to get Kemba off their books.
Yeah.
Sam clearly values the asset of a pick more than the $20 million or however much, I guess more than the 50 or 60 he's going to end up just paying for having nobody on the roster, I think is part of that. But at the same time, what you're seeing in the free agent market is you've got guys like Dennis Schroeder who are still
Reggie Jackson
sitting without a team to go to. And I think, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy about this, but I think a team would look at Schroeder at 22 million, Kemba at 35 and say, I'll take Schroeder.
Yeah, probably.
Younger, healthier, whatever. And so I think the market dried up enough. And or you've got Kemba, who probably is communicating through his agent like, hey, listen, like, give me an option to not do this game where y'all sit me some games, play me some games. Like, I don't want to waste this year. The Knicks have an option. We're talking to them. They would pay X. How about we settle for 10 less out of my next 2 years and let's get out of here? Like, that could have been, these agents are constantly having these conversations, kind of communicating the desires of the players. So, and I'm also, to be honest, like, the rehab and trade process that the Thunder have been doing for the last few years, like, eventually there was going to have to be one of these moments, because that process pulls you further away from the higher draft picks.
It also is pretty risky. I think we think of it like, oh yeah, we'll just take on this veteran, rehab him, and then trade him for assets.
And trade him, yeah.
And it's like, that's actually quite an assumption that you can just keep doing that.
But it happened is the hard part.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it happened, but also what they had to go through with Horford, I don't think you'd want to do that again. Where you play him for half a season, you're like, oh my gosh, we're way better than we should be. Shea gets hurt. We can't keep playing Horford. Let's sit him. What if the same thing happens and you get through half the season? Maybe Shea doesn't get hurt, but you're just like, we are winning too many games. Kemba, will you just sit down for forever? I mean, it's a weird position to put Kemba in. It's a weird position to put the franchise in. It's just a weird. You don't want to become that team. Once you do it the second time, then you become that team that just, instead of being known for treating players right, you're going to be known for sitting veterans that should be playing.
Well, it would be the third time. I think Chris Paul was considered.
Yeah, but they
first
played
time.
him.
But I'm saying.
Oh, playing and then sitting
them for half a season.
I think
is what I'm talking about.
And the other thing is as a Thunder fan doing this in hindsight. So if they would have just pulled the trigger and done this with Horford last offseason,
just waived him. Yeah,
just waived him. We'll buy you out. Whatever. Go play wherever you want to. I think that this is total assumptions.
Yeah,
but I think the Thunder would have had a guaranteed top 3 draft pick this year. So would you trade the buyout of Horford last offseason for Mobley, Green?
absolutely, I would.
Or Cade?
Absolutely.
Because you know what I'm saying? Like, We were one game, one loss.
Yeah.
And Horford playing those 25 games or however many he played, like
Yeah.
one of those games was absolutely influenced by his playing on the court.
Yeah, I don't disagree. And so buying out Kemba now
Gives you a chance
could
to have a better
influence something later. Maybe, maybe not.
You don't know. And it's an impossibility to figure that out. But the Thunder will have a better chance, number one, to develop the guys that need to be developed. Would you rather play Trey Mann, see what he can do, or give Kemba 20 minutes a game?
And
Yeah.
maybe this Kemba thing is them realizing, okay, guys, it's a lot harder to ride this line like we tried to do last year.
Mhm.
Where yes, we want to tank, but also we want it. It might be good to have this veteran leadership to help develop these young guys.
Yeah.
And kind of trick our fans into thinking that we're trying to win games, maybe.
Yeah. My guess is it was a combination of
All of us.
the market not being there for him, and then Kemba just saying, I'm not going to be your Chris Paul, your Al Horford. I'm not going to play that role. I won't do that.
He won't be their hero, baby.
He won't.
What do you think to do with Derek Favors?
He won't kiss away their
You just
pay.
play him. I mean, he's not.
I think
He won't
I
stand
don't-
by them forever.
I think he plays.
He's not good enough to really shape.
I don't know. To me, he's a floor raiser above the other guys they have.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't
Which is
love it.
nobody.
I don't love the idea of having him here.
He won't
right.
take their breath away.
He will not be that. He will not be our hero.
Plus,
But-
also, let's just.
But he raises. He's competent. Like I don't know. I prefer the idea of having an incompetent big man because that makes your defense pretty bad.
You're gonna get roasted for this. Yeah.
Why?
Or, I don't know. Just people,
You're gonna get roasted.
they're just gonna get roasted for that. That's somebody just mark that. Be like, I'm
No.
gonna go
If you're
back
trying
this.
if your goal is to be a bottom 5 team in the league,
Mm-hmm.
if that's a part of your goal to develop the players you have, like Favors
I think the
raises the floor.
I think the way
Does
I
he
would say
not?
that is less about competence and more about like the way you say that gently is like I'd rather have a guy like Roby who's developing.
Let me just
Who has
let me
competency.
rephrase. I would rather have an inexperienced player that
Hey.
needs some
Playing time,
developmental
yeah,
minutes.
yeah.
There
we
you go. Yeah.
There, we finally got there.
There
Sorry,
we go,
everyone.
yeah.
You have to be a little bit more passive than you've been. All right.
I literally
Don't give the
wrote a
ammo.
question yesterday for Slam and Jam, and Alex before we started was like, I rewrote a question that you were just a little bit too harsh on. I was like, okay, fair enough.
Also, can we talk about the fact that like Kemba going to the Knicks is the Knicks?
cool.
Did they maybe make their way into league pass level?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Julius Randle has got to. We got to get back into the regular season for me to be excited about
Fournier,
Randle again.
Walker.
Hey, don't make fun of that.
Nerlens.
Here's what
Don't
I
make
know,
fun
and
of
this is
them.
the only reason I say that is because watching them with not a very good roster play against the Hawks,
Yeah.
Madison Square Garden when it is on fire is just unparalleled, maybe in the NBA.
In the middle of the
That's my
season,
thing. And with Kemba, like I don't know, I just think it'll be a lot of fun.
I thought Knicks fans were so annoying in the middle of the season. And then in the playoffs, by the time the season ended, I thought they were hilarious and I loved them being as involved as they were.
And we may have a Twitter question that kind of goes to this. I've completely left everything that would be useful at home. Any free agent stuff that you all have been fired up about, or anything you like, anything that makes you insane? Like, what about free agency has stood out to you so far?
I mean, I think the Bulls have been like the biggest
Mover.
I don't know if it's good or bad. Ultimately, they're better. They're certainly better. Like the Lonzo move is good, I think. The
they're going to
DeRozan-
be a great mediocre East team.
yeah, they'll be a really nice 6 seed.
4, 5, 6. Yeah.
That's what they want. Like get me to the 6th seed, so I don't have to be in the play-in. Let's be a legitimate playoff team.
Yeah.
If we can win a couple games, progress. Which it is progress.
I think what's bothered me, well, the Pelican stuff, but that's obvious. Everyone's talking about that.
Yeah.
The Heat stuff, though, I'm confused because it really seemed like people were praising, and now these last couple of days, I think people are coming back down and being realistic about it. But giving Jimmy Butler that much more money,
Mm-hmm.
and then knowing that you still have to put so many players around Jimmy Butler for him to be the best Jimmy Butler that he can be,
Yeah.
and you get Kyle Lowry.
Yeah.
And you re-sign Duncan Robinson, which I understand he's a good shooter, but Duncan Robinson,
Great shooter. Not good
a
shooter.
great shooter.
Yeah.
But you see it with
I
Joe
would
Harris,
absolutely
right?
pay Duncan Robinson that.
But Joe
Yeah.
Harris is great shooter on
Not
the
like
Nets.
Duncan Robinson.
I think so. I
Yeah.
think
Both
literally
great
he
shooters.
was.
Both great shooters.
Both
Sure.
great
Good
shooters.
to great.
They've
but-
gone from good to great.
In the playoffs,
They
though,
read the
that
book.
player can
Jim
give you
Collins.
some shots. They can give you some points,
Mhm.
or they can be gone for 5 games, and those are the 5 games you needed them to be there.
It's a risk that you got to take. What else are you supposed to do?
I don't know, 90 million.
That's what they get paid, bro.
Yeah, it's hard. Who was I talking? It was somebody else that got a contract, and I was like, it was Lonzo's. I was like, that is so much money.
Yeah,
I'm like, actually, it's not crazy amount of money comparatively.
Yeah, it's fine.
And apparently, he's way better than I realized he was. McKelly was like, actually, Jay, have you ever watched this guy play basketball? And I was like,
but the thing is, he
no.
was a starting point guard for the Pelicans, and the Pelicans were super disappointing last year
And the
Yeah.
year before that.
and the year before
And
that.
the year
but
before that. And the year before that.
Yeah. So Andrew _
Don't worry, they got Devontae Graham though. Huh?
Hey.
Huh?
Hey.
Great shooter.
Maybe. Good shooter, actually.
Good shooter.
Good shooter. The difference between good shooter and great shooter is like $50 million.
Yeah, definitely.
But-
the difference between a person that's good at their job and great at their
Yeah,
job
great.
is
Yeah.
a lot of
Isn't
money.
but like
Steph
really
Curry's
good.
contract worth $50 million a year.
It's
Huh?
52,
Steph
I
Curry's-
think.
Oh, Steph's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 215 over 4 years.
4 years, 215.
Yeah.
That is wild. And he deserves
Every
every single
Every-
probably more.
probably more.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Actually, no, he shouldn't.
Why?
It's just enough. Enough is enough.
No, it's not. He should get full like part ownership of the franchise.
you.
No, it's too much. Too much money. Steph, get some money back.
Literally think of that franchise pre and post Steph Curry. He's just made them so much money.
Not to mention the fact that for 5 years of his career he was underpaid because of his ankle injuries. Like the only reason this
Yeah.
whole Warriors thing happened is because they were able to give him a lower extension.
Yeah.
You think he's going to get the Haslam treatment at the end where they just keep giving him, they just keep putting him on the roster to give him money?
But the thing about him is, as long as he can run, he can play forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
Because he's just a great shooter.
Even if he can walk. Just like kind of trot up the floor and
That's
just
true.
shoot from half court.
Still got to
Perfect.
guard him.
57-year-old Steph Curry still playing. He's making
$100
$300
million
million
a
every
year.
year. Yeah.
It's the gravity.
Still deserves
guys.
it. Deserves
He's
it.
Still
Think about
got
the
the
Warriors before
gravity.
him. 57 years old. Think about the Warriors 30 years ago.
Exactly.
You can't. You can't even remember them.
Yeah. Andrew _ Eller asks, for the Kemba buyout deal, how much do you think OKC will eventually pay Kemba? I think Jay's like what Jay posited, like the 10 million thing. I think that makes sense.
Per year, probably.
Yeah.
So you go from 74 to 54.
Yeah.
That's way easier to deal with.
And then Tyler K. Field
Not my money.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Taylor K. Field asks, what job did you have in the past that you would have liked to negotiate a buyout and never work for them again, but still get paid?
Hmm.
I work for this. Gosh, this would have been early to mid 2000s. I worked for this healthcare company because I was in a season of life where I was like working in the restaurant world. I wasn't in school. So I was just like, I need to figure out something that actually provides for me on a larger level.
Yeah.
So I had a friend that worked in a medical. You basically deliver different equipment and beds and different things like that for hospitals. But it
Yeah.
paid well for a 22-year-old that didn't have a degree. And so I went and did it. But the hard part is you would be on call like 1 week out of the month. And so I would get phone calls at like 3 a.m. that this hospital in Tulsa needed a ventilator. And I would have to go down to where the airport is, down by the airport where their thing was. I was living
Holy
up here
moly.
in the village, drive to the airport, pick up the ventilator, go. And I was literally 7 days straight on call. Hey, we need a new bed in this place. And like New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, getting phone calls. Like it was just one of those things. Like, and I was there for 2.5 months and I was like, this is not my life that I want to live.
Yeah.
So I would have taken the buyout like 2 weeks in after I realized what that job entailed. Like, I don't want to work here anymore, but can you pay me for the rest of the year? That'd be great.
That'd be kind of nice. Is there any job that you wouldn't take that?
Yeah.
Don't work, get paid?
If anyone wanted to buy me out, I'd have the conversation. Like, hey,
Right
do you
now?
want $74 million and you don't have to go to work anymore?
No.
Okay.
That's you can't
I'd
just
say
Yeah, if
Yes.
it was an amount of money that like, hey, I don't ever have to work again.
that's my starting point.
But they're going to pay you 2 years of salary.
Okay.
I guess that, yeah, most jobs you'd probably say, yeah, I'll do that.
74 million. Yes. What's your salary?
What's your floor,
We'll have-
Luke?
we'll have
40
the
million?
conversation.
40.
No, I'd have
1 million?
We'll see. I don't want to negotiate against myself.
Yeah, right.
So my number is 74 million. Counter.
Counterpoint. I worked for this mental health hospital when I was right out of college. Would have taken a buyout after day one.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And it could have been any amount of money. $5. Yes.
Lunch.
I'll
If you just
take it.
pay me for the rest of the week and I'm out.
Yeah, I would have been.
Mine that I would take the buyout was when I worked at J. Crew. I would easily take the buyout.
Yeah.
And I wish they would have. But in order to get around it, I didn't go to work on New Year's Day, and they fired me.
And they're like, hey, we need you to come in. And you're like, I'm in Dallas.
said I'm in Dallas. That's not going to be something I can do.
Come to work. Can't
Taylor,
do it.
Taylor, what was your worst job?
I wouldn't say it was my worst job, but I have actually received a buyout
You have. That's true. This is true.
from Slate Screen Print.
Oh,
Design.
Yeah.
74 million.
It wasn't that high, but it wasn't. I'm not going to negotiate it.
We can't.
Somewhere south
talk
of
about it.
74
We can't
million.
talk about it. I signed an NDA.
Wow.
So,
Okay. Summer League starts on Sunday.
Whoop, whoop.
The Thunder play the Pistons Sunday night.
Cade versus Giddy.
7:30 Eastern time.
Mark your calendars.
when are
it's
you
either
leaving?
it's either on NBA TV or it's on ESPN
Tomorrow.
too.
Oh, okay.
Dang,
Yeah.
man.
Tomorrow I'll be
I
gone.
don't want to close my eyes.
Why?
I don't know.
Because I miss you, baby.
Oh, we're gonna miss you.
We're gonna miss you.
When are you back?
Wednesday.
Oh, okay. So we got
you
Frog
won't-
Pop.
Yeah, we'll still be here.
It'll be like you never left.
We still got 5.
You driving?
Am I driving? No, I'm not driving. What I realized too, like talking on the
Private
phone with
jet?
somebody, yeah, private jet, American Airlines, you know,
Mhm.
pretty-
You chartered a plane.
pretty-
Brilliant.
pretty easy. I'll only be there for one Thunder game, which kind of drives me crazy.
Huh?
Yeah, because they play Sunday and then they don't play again until Wednesday night, and I'll only be there for one of the games.
Summer League games, they can just play them every day, right? Olympics, you know what they do? When you're going through the tournament at the Olympics, every single day you're doing a different
Yeah.
heat, a different round, a
Yeah.
different competition. Why can't they do that in Summer League?
I don't know.
Probably because they don't want the players to get hurt.
The Olympics,
That's hot. That's a different thing, man.
then Summer League?
Yeah, different. Different.
I agree. It is very different.
Higher stakes here. Higher stakes.
The United States is playing for gold today, right? Or tonight?
For what?
Sometime?
Tonight.
In the
basketball.
Olympics.
Tonight. Yeah.
Oh, a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
things, apparently. I
Yeah.
forgot that there's more than just
Beach
basketball.
volleyball, we won. The
Yeah.
women.
Did they really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
last
wow.
yesterday.
Anyway,
Congratulations.
4
April
years ago,
Ross.
the girl that won, one of the girls, didn't play beach volleyball. She was indoor. Which
Peach
is a whole
volleyball?
different animal.
Peach volleyball.
she did
Peach-
not play peach volleyball.
Peach volleyball.
At Sports Are Epic asks, other than Giddy, who are you most excited to watch in the Summer League?
Evan Mobley. Oh, for the
The
Thunder.
Thunder, bro. It's the
Um,
Thunder pod, bro.
I don't know the roster. Like
Okay,
out of the
you can
rookies
make
that were
s-
drafted
You
this
can make
year,
some assumptions.
Mhm.
I
I don't know.
I don't know anything about the guys that we drafted outside of Giddy. And so like I've watched enough of Trey Mann. I'm like, I wonder how much, because he looks pretty physically
He's
underwhelming.
He's thin.
And
he's 6'5" though.
yeah, but he looks so tiny. He looks really young too. But I'm like, if his shot translates, he has got a really good looking.
If he plays point guard though, like the skinny guys play point guard.
No. It's I care less about position. I think it's this, especially the way the Thunder are going. Like it is positionless. Like if they roll out a lineup of Poku, Giddy, Shea, Dort, and Baisley, like who's what?
Yeah.
Who cares? Like just
God, I hope.
grab a guy and D up
Well-
when you can. But it's like, but Trey Mann, I'm like, I want to see how real the shot can translate.
Yeah.
Off the dribble,
I
off
think
catch and shoot kind of stuff.
I'd like to see how much more than just a shot he has too, because in the highlights that I watched, he's got some moves. I mean, he's like
Yeah.
working in mid range too,
Yeah.
and he's got a lot more going on than just the shot. So,
Summer League is perfect for a guy like him because it's
oh no, that
all
scares me.
like pull up threes in transition.
Mhm.
That's kind of his game. So
Jeremiah
him.
Robinson Earl.
Yeah, he's not going to be like a flashy summer league player, but I think Jay will end up loving him.
I saw someone refer to him as JRE on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then immediately I thought Joe Rogan experience.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I think
I'll
he's
be
gonna
calling
a
him
guy
Joe
that's gonna
Rogan this
easily
season.
gain the affection of many Thunder fans.
Yes, without a doubt. And then, I mean, I'm excited to see, like, has Teo made progress? Like, what does he look like?
I always forget about him.
Everybody
there.
does. Like, and that's where I don't know anybody else, because the Thunder, for second-year players, or even some third-year players, because the Trailblazers have, or 10-year players, they have Michael Beasley and many guys that have been in the league forever on their summer league team for some weird reason. But I don't know who's playing. So, like, I'm assuming Ty Jerome isn't playing.
I don't think so.
I
I don't know, though.
trying to think of who else would be out there. I don't know any of those. Is Horde playing or Charlie Brown? Like, I don't know. I don't really get excited about those guys either way. I don't even know if they're on the roster anymore.
There's not. I mean, there's probably going to be a lot of unexciting guys. I think the most exciting guys are going to be the draft picks this year. If Teo's going to play, Teo. If
Vit Krejci.
If Vit's going to play, Vit.
That would be kind of fun.
So it's just so disappointing that Poku's not playing. But like, you can understand why he wouldn't be playing, because like
if they test for the steroids.
The most important thing for Poku is like body development, right?
They need to put him in the Captain America machine.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah,
that'd be good.
That would be good.
I don't know. When he said that, though, the hype level inside of me went from like a 10 to a 30.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a very specific training program for Poku this offseason. I'm like,
what if it's
the Thunder clearly have
see him
high
as
expectations for who he could become.
What if his workout program is, dude, you're not allowed to run at all. You cannot get your heart rate above this level, and this is how many calories you have to eat every day.
Yeah, there's this guy named Jay Smith. Just go spend a week or two eating like he does. We'll get some weight on you.
Bagel bites, Oreos.
Yeah, just
bagel bites,
Little
Oreos.
Debbie's.
Little Debbie's.
50 Swiss cake rolls.
The Brahms by me is open till 10:45. They need to come hang out with me.
That's an odd time to
Whoever
close.
wants Brahms, I never think of Brahms late at night.
Ice cream, bro.
Ice cream.
Like, you're not going to go eat a burger or something maybe at 10, but you go get butterpecan shake.
I'm just telling you, at 10:30, I've been there. Reese's mixing.
Ooh, we're mixing it up.
Oh yeah.
I'm Tayshawn, the Victor Diddy. I have two things today on the addendum. First, an official statement. The Bulls and the Knicks fans rejoicing this week because the Bulls got DeMar DeRozan and Lonzo Ball. The Knicks got Kemba Walker. My initial reaction was, how they are so stupid. How can they think they don't become contenders with these moves? What is the point? What are they doing? Why are they paying Julius Randle $29 million? Is that really a guy you can go forward with? And then I realized, wait, I'm jealous. They're rejoicing because they're having fun being fans of their teams. So I have an official statement. This season, I will be rooting for the Thunder to win every single game. If they lose a game, I will allow myself to be disappointed. And then I will allow myself later that night to think, probably maybe not that bad we lost this game. Go to bed. Next day, ready for the next game. I'm rooting for the boys. This is why. Last season, we had a friendly wager on one of the Thunder games. It's the only game.
Yeah.
The only game I actually watched the Thunder hoping they would win.
Yeah.
So much more fun. Yeah. So I will be rooting for fun. Fun to me is being a fan of my favorite team and hoping that they win.
Oh, Taylor.
I don't care if it's right. Listen, it's an official statement. I don't care if I'm wrong. This is not about being right or wrong. Being smart. It's about being dumb. Dumb is fun. Basketball to me is fun. So I'm just putting that out there now.
Okay. All right.
There it is.
Well,
I do think that
good luck on your journey.
I think it will be
good luck on your journey.
A more fun season. Like, watching Giddey play 30 minutes will be a blast, even if it's messy and they lose. Like, that's what's exciting. Minus Kemba, right? Like, that's what gets me excited, where you're not actively rooting against your team to win games because you have guys that shouldn't be scoring 30 points in a game to win a game. But like
I want to be
watching Shea and watching Poku and all of those guys that we've drafted over the last few years and traded for with Shea, watching them play good minutes and look good at times, but yet still lose games will be the perfect fan experience.
I want them to win games. If they lose the game, I will be sad that they lost the game. I will allow myself
It's gonna
that.
be a long season, my man.
Yikes.
That's okay. It's going to be more fun. I want the irrational hope again. I want it. Last
Okay.
season was miserable. I don't care. I'm not Sam Presti. I don't have to do these things. I don't have to think about it. I'm a fan. I understand. Listen, I'm aware of what you're saying. You're not going to argue with me. There's nothing to argue. I'm putting up the dumb wall here. I'm choosing to be dumb this season because it's going to be more fun.
Do your thing. Do your thing.
And it's hard to keep up with smart people, honestly.
It is.
It's like it's too much information. I can't just be on Twitter. Like in our text conversations, y'all are having a conversation with context that's from Twitter. And I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? I have to go back 5 hours on Twitter to even understand what they're talking about. And then I still can't do anything.
What conversation broke you?
It was
soy sauce.
it was the draft. Soy sauce.
That broke me.
Yeah, because I know that sometimes you get lost with those other ones, but when I wake up to 25 text messages and it's just you and Luke going back and forth, that's not also my.
I put soy sauce on my balls to see if I could taste it. It didn't work. Okay, no. I have a fun. I promise.
It's over. You lost your chance.
This is fun. It's a game. It's a game. It's not about me. It's about you. I promise.
Sorry, Tayshawn.
I can't do the game. It's about y'all.
That was a long lead up to it.
Hey guys,
Too
there's
long of a lead up.
hey guys,
We're at
here's
30
here's
minutes.
here's a deep dive.
Send in a Twitter question.
We're talking about Kemba for 30 minutes.
It was good. It
was
was good.
relevant to
It was
the Thunder.
content.
Yeah.
Hey guys, man, deep dive time. Time to deep the dive in. Hey guys, last time I was on the pod, I was so wise talking about that this is not the end.
Oh no.
I
We need to
wanted
stop telling him
We've
he's being
created a
wise.
monster.
Yeah, we have to stop.
I wanted to revisit that, and I was like, oh, maybe I said there was something I said to it, but I don't really know like
What you said?
what I said, or
Like
like
that, yeah.
really like I didn't have a lot of info to back it up, and so I wanted to provide that information. So I did that because what I said basically last time that you guys loved was that this is not this draft. If we got the first pick, if we got Cade Cunningham, this is not like it turns around and we are back in the playoffs. We're turning it around and like this is it. This is the beginning, regardless of what it would be. So the Supersonics, when they drafted KD, the season before, they had a 31 wins, 51 losses. Drafted KD. The next season, after the number 2 pick, KD, game changer. They won 20 games and lost 62. Bad. Worse. And after that, they drafted Westbrook. Great. Then that increased their wins by 3.
Yeah.
The next season, they had 23 wins
Very bad.
and lost 59 games. Then they drafted Harden. And after that, 3 years after that, the next season, they won 50 games.
Oh.
And so you got to think, we're in for the long haul in this regardless. If we got Cade Cunningham at number 1, we'd be in for the long haul.
Yep.
3 years. We didn't. And so 3 years, it could be longer.
It could be.
And so we just have to lock in. And maybe it means, like Taylor says, being dumb and just rooting for the team regardless and trying to enjoy them as much as possible.
Choose dumb.
Choosing dumb.
Hashtag choose
that,
dumb.
But that to me, because I was like, I know that's what it was, but I didn't realize how bad it was.
Right.
And even after you get a Cade Cunningham, next year Detroit could win 20 games. You don't know because it's not an immediate change.
Yeah.
And it takes years and years and years to do it. So that maybe I'm on the opposite side. I was Taylor. I'm gonna get too smart.
You're gonna and listen. The wise path is not the fun path.
Well, that's what I'm doing. That's my deep dive.
All right. Well, we'll be right back after this quick break. And we're back after the quick break. And before we do Twitter questions, we're going to go do Taylor's game.
Yeah. All right. Here's my game. It is free agency game. Now, Jay, I need you to pay attention. Get off your computer. Here are the teams. Andrew versus Jay and Luke. But also, because it's his job to be as involved as he is, he knows, don't look at my phone.
I'm going to win.
I already gave you a hint and you didn't do it. Anyway, everything that Jay and Luke get correct is worth 2 points. Everything that Andrew gets correct is worth 1 point.
All right.
Now, I'm going to say a name. You're going to tell me where they signed. If you get it correct, you have a chance to give me the contract, like the amount of money that they signed for. If you're within $2 million, then you get the bonus.
Me and Jay
point.
get to be between 4.
Sure.
Yes.
Jay and Luke can be within 4 million. Andrew, you can be within 2 million. Okay, I'm just gonna go. It's first person to raise their hand. Okay.
Okay.
Do you understand the game?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Jay,
I
I'm
don't know
gonna
the
say a
numbers
name.
very well.
Tell me where they signed.
Okay.
Okay. First name, Georges Niang. Jay.
Philadelphia 76ers.
Yes.
Yeah.
2 points.
2 years at $8 million.
It is
That's like very
6.2 or it is 6.7. You get the bonus points.
Yeah.
They
That's
have
good.
4 points, 4-0. Next name,
You didn't raise your hand.
Sterling Brown. Jay.
Oh gosh, no, I confused him for Bruce Brown.
Andrew.
I'm sorry.
Dallas Mavericks.
Yes.
Isn't he the actor that was in This Is Us?
$7 million. I don't know how much he signed for.
Yeah, you're within your it's 6.2.
Okay.
So 2 points.
Where was Sterling Brown?
Bucks.
I think he was with the Bucks, and then he was with Houston, I believe.
Yes, I
I
think
don't know
that's
who
right.
he is. I'm so sorry.
Next name. There's some easy ones in here, so be aware. Alex Caruso. Jay.
He signed with the Chicago Bulls.
Yes.
I'm going to say it's a 4-year deal worth $45 million.
You're just out of your range, 37 million. So you don't get the bonus, but you do get the 2 points, 6-2.
Mm-hmm.
Next name. Damn, I'm going to skip. Just have your hands ready. Steph Curry. Jay.
Golden State Warriors. Golden State Warriors. I've already forgot the number, but I think it was 4 years at $215 million.
Yeah, you get it. All right. Well, that was easy because we talked about it
Andrew
earlier.
versus the guys.
Andrew versus the Streets.
Yeah,
the
guy.
Streets. There we go.
All right.
Something wrong with it.
You ready for this
All
one? Rudy Gay. Jay?
Utah Jazz.
Wow. I underestimated
I want to say
Jay's plugged in, man.
Yeah.
it was. I want to say it's a 1-year deal worth $9 million.
No, wrong. 2 years, 12 million.
That's what it should have been.
You have 8 points. Andrew, you have
I
2.
feel like I had more notes.
This is now. I'm going to take away 1 because the bonus is 2. I'm going to take away 7-2. Jeff Green. Jay?
Utah Jazz.
No.
Oh, dadgummit.
Andrew?
Denver Nuggets.
Yes.
2 years, 12 million. I don't remember.
You're within the range. 2 years, 10 million. So 4 points. Kyle Lowry. Jay?
Miami Nets. Miami Heat.
No, wrong. Patriots
Miami
Day.
Heat. No,
Andrew.
He signed with the Heat.
Mhm.
Miami Nets. Good night.
3 years, 90.
Yep. Spot on.
Yeah.
7-6.
Is that a good deal for Kyle Lowry?
It's the deal he got. I don't know if it's. I mean, I think it'll be good in the first year. I don't know. He's been hurt a lot.
He's old.
Mhm.
He's been hurt a lot.
30.
It's
Yeah.
a good deal for Kyle Lowry.
It's a great deal for Kyle. Great deal for Kyle. And he gets to live on South Beach. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, true. Pretty sweet.
Show off his bod.
Ooh.
I'll wait.
This is a good game.
Yeah, go ahead.
You ready?
Yeah.
Mike Muscala.
Oklahoma City Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
2 years at $10 million.
2 years at 7.
That's within the thing. That's within 4.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with 4 million though.
That's the rules.
All right.
Did you know the exact number, Andrew?
I didn't remember. No.
All right. 11-6. There are 4 names left. Ready?
So Andrew cannot win.
No, he can win.
Oh, he could.
You ready?
Yeah.
PJ Tucker. Jay.
The Miami Heat.
Yes.
2
Patriots.
2 years at $18 million.
2 years at 15. You get it.
You
That's
got it. Good
15
job.
points. All right. These last 3 are worth the same amount of points for Andrew now that Jay and Luke get. Ready?
Yeah.
You can't change the rules.
It's my game.
Oh, God.
Kendrick Nunn.
Oh man.
The LA Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
I keep going to these 2-year deals, so I'm going to say 2 years at $10 million.
Spot on. All right.
Good job, Jay.
Ready? Robin Lopez.
Oh,
Hold on.
Just wait for this last one. Andrew?
is this a trick question? Has he signed with anybody?
He has
Yes,
signed.
He has signed.
I missed it. I lose the points. I missed it.
Hold on.
Oh, actually, I do think I know this. Can I still have my hand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this the Orlando
Yeah.
Magic?
Yes.
2 years, 12 million.
1 year, 5 million.
Okay,
But you get
If you
10
didn't have
points
to,
for that.
you'd have been close.
10 points.
Yeah, so you're tied now.
10 points.
All right.
Oh my god.
Here it is, the last one.
Oh,
Who can take the win? Jock Landale.
I have no clue.
Jock Landale. Does that help? I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Oh,
Andrew.
is this the Clippers?
No.
I don't remember.
Toronto Raptors?
No. Luke? Spurs.
Spurs. So Spurs.
2 years.
Two-
Money not reported.
2 years money not reported.
That's it. Jay and Luke.
Good job, guys.
Wow, you did it.
There you
Wow. That was good.
Has that guy been in the league before?
I'd never seen his name until I was figuring out this game.
Yeah.
Is there anybody left in the free agency that like is intrigued? I mean, obviously Kawhi, but it feels like he's going back to the Clippers, right?
I guess. I don't know. No one has cap space anymore. So my guess is, yeah.
Unless somebody did like an elaborate sign and trade with him. But
I mean,
Well,
Reggie-
they could clear cap space for calling the Thunder and saying, hey, take 30 million.
take Porzingis.
Yeah, take Porzingis. Just
We
take
need
him.
space for Kawhi.
So, I mean, you could make it happen, but he's probably just going back to the Clippers.
Are you more surprised that Reggie Jackson has not been signed or Schroeder?
Good question. Probably Schroeder. I
My
guess.
assumption with Jackson is once Kawhi signs, they'll just bring him back.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
That could be the case. Schroeder's like, what
He's
is he
stuck, man.
We have a question, Twitter question, about the Twitter questions.
Good job.
You want me to find it and read it?
I just want you to just do your thing.
Okay,
man.
it's
Just whatever you
Benevolent
wanna
King.
do.
He said,
We've
pretend
been doing
pretend
this for 1,040 episodes.
Benevolent King says, pretend you're Dennis Schroeder's agent. What's the conversation you're having with him today? This is it. Hey, buddy,
Hey,
you okay?
yeah, what's going on?
This is gonna be okay.
So is it on Schroeder or is it on his agent that he
You're a really
declined
good
that
agent.
extension earlier?
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea. My guess it's probably both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably have to make these decisions together. I don't know. Maybe his agent was like, "Yeah, you're going to make so much more," because his agent wants him to make more so that
Vested
he can make
interest,
more.
yeah,
Mhm.
interest,
So
vested
it's
interest.
they both have to just be sick,
What's 5% of 0?
right?
0.
You got Jay.
Did I just win?
Points. Bonus.
Bonus points,
I do
Jay.
think. I mean, the only option is: does he resign in LA?
If I were him, I would.
And then they like a 1-year deal, and then they can trade him, or he just plays the year out and goes back into the free agency market next year.
Yeah, or you try to find a playoff team that just doesn't have any guards, right?
Philly.
Go sign a deal with Philly. You know,
That actually makes sense.
Just work out through the year and post those videos where you're making every shot.
Schroeder,
right.
I mean, Schroeder
Yeah,
and
it
Philly
works.
would be a pretty substantial addition for them.
Yeah, sign the mid level in Philly, and because that would be worth it for them. I don't know that there's probably not a lot of players that'd be worth it for them to sign, but Schroeder would be, and he would.
Oklahoma
mean-
City will take Ben Simmons into our cap.
Yeah, let's take him into cap space.
Yeah, just call it just a fair. We'll
He-
give you a few
he's
seconds.
He's a socialite. He will not. He does
Yeah,
not want to be.
I
in
really
Oklahoma
don't want
City.
If
Ben Simmons
anything
ultimately.
squashes the Ben Simmons
Oklahoma City.
hope for OKC,
that he's a
it's
socialite.
he's a socialite, and the info that was leaked yesterday that he doesn't even want to go to Toronto
Yeah,
That's-
you don't even want to go to Toronto.
Or Portland.
or Portland.
Those are two fun cities.
Two cool cities for cool dudes.
So he wants to go to.
The Scissor Toe Park.
He wants to go to. So he wants to go to Jones. He's going to come check it out. He
Yeah,
wants to go to.
yeah.
He wants to go to a California team.
Yeah.
He wants to go to Miami
Yeah,
or
New York.
probably.
Doesn't that
That's
make
it.
you just
Probably
like-
so. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like Rich Paul has constantly been getting his players paid,
Yeah.
except for Nerlens Noel.
He seems to always get what he wants.
He does, man.
Yeah.
But the way this whole Ben Simmons, I don't know where or who's going to take him. The Warriors with Ben Simmons makes zero sense to me as long as you have Draymond on that team.
Yeah, it's a tough fit.
Yeah.
That report was not very good. For
It was
And
gross.
Miami
was
doesn't have
bad.
any. I
Yeah.
mean, they don't have the
It's kinda
flexibility to do something with the Sixers. And why would you?
What if he does not get traded and he has excommunicated himself from the
They'll-
Sixers?
My
I don't know.
assumption
It's very,
is that
very,
they'll run
very interesting.
Andre Drummond at the 5 and Embiid at the 1.
I think Morey is just so happy with how the Blazer stuff is going right now.
Yeah.
That makes sense, but yeah, I don't know. Ben, I mean, he'll go where he goes because he doesn't have the control because he's got 4 years left on his contract.
Yeah, he
The
doesn't.
Blazers-
He doesn't get to choose
No, the Blazers
because
are-
he has a long
Wow.
contract. He doesn't get to choose.
Who's had the worst free agency offseason so far? Blazers have to be.
Blazers, one of them.
Pelicans.
Pelicans has been gross. Probably those two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Everybody else has been either fine or good
or not doing anything.
or doing nothing. Yeah,
Lauri Markkanen getting some interest from the Charlotte Hornets,
they signed Kelly Oubre
so probably not Lauri Markkanen.
overnight. So I don't know. I don't know what Markkinen does. Guess that leaves hope for all the Markkinen lovers out there.
I love the Bulls that are like, all right, we're going to draft Wendell Carter Jr., Lauren Markkinen. Let's start developing those guys. Let's do it. And they're like, screw it.
Well,
DeMar
those
DeRozan.
That's
Yeah.
all, but that's all Gar packs. Those guys were Gar packs.
Yeah.
So they changed over, and
Yeah.
the team wants to be relevant and win.
Yeah. Hey, I applaud them for it.
Yeah, I
Hashtag
don't probably. It
dumb.
depends on what you want to do. But they've been in this.
Choose dumb.
They've been
Choose
in
dumb.
purgatory for a decade. It feels like, So
Hey.
it hasn't been a decade, but it feels.
Somebody out there make a poster of Taylor's face, kind of maybe like the President Obama, face with like the
The
different
hope-
colors that
the
just
hope
the hope
poster.
one that just says "choose dumb"
Just dumb.
underneath it.
But making
So-
a really dumb looking picture of Taylor.
Yeah, there's some
There's plenty of those.
yeah. So please do that, all of our graphic design people. We'll put it on a T-shirt and
Oh,
We
I'd
will?
I'd buy that.
yeah,
Cool.
You go to Thunder games and you're just going to a Thunder game and trying to have a great time, trying to have fun. And you see someone across wearing a shirt with your face on it that just says
choose dumb.
"Choose dumb,
Huh.
dumb."
I'm serious about making those shirts.
Okay.
I'm not joking.
Yeah,
Cool.
send it to us. Did you have a huge bruise on your hand? I hope you're okay. Nope, it's Shadow. All right, let's move on to the next Twitter question. Comes from at
Am I saying everything that's coming into my head? Yes.
I was worried. Comes from at logme92, who wants to know our thoughts on Shea embracing the timeline as a nickname.
It's all right.
Did he?
I think so. Apparently he did.
What's the? I don't understand.
It's like the Twitter timeline.
Like
he's extremely online.
No, he's
Oh.
like he's the timeline. Like you want to talk about the Thunder, like worried about is Shea a part of is he going to be on the timeline of these draft picks, whatever? Like no, like he is the timeline.
Mm.
Guys, we just had some breaking news. Willie Hernangomez is staying with the Pelicans.
Oh wow!
So-
Good job, Pelicans.
Wow,
Everything we
this
said about you
changes
before.
everything.
Yeah.
Actually, good free agency.
I can't remember
Yeah.
which one of the Hernangomez's that one is.
It's not Wancho. Wancho's in
Minnesota?
Minnesota. Yeah, good job.
I'll tell you
Good
what.
job. Point for Jay.
They both matter about as much as each other, which is nuts.
I don't know. He was outplaying. I mean, he wasn't outplaying, but he was getting minutes over Steve at the end of the season last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just sad.
Hey guys, our next Twitter question comes from at Rossby, who wants to know if you could add any member of the media as a regular contributor to Down to Dunk, who would you add? Also, who would they replace? I'm replacing myself with Shaquille O'Neal
I would take
Oh,
that.
I would quit.
or
I would take that.
or Charles
Ooh.
Barkley.
Yeah.
Either.
Barkley's probably my favorite NBA
Yeah.
guy. Like
Yeah.
as far as like entertainment, not content quality, but
What about like for the FriPod specifically?
I feel like this is also just an opportunity. Like it's a softball for Andrew to talk about no dunks, is my assumption.
Oh, I guess I didn't think of that, but yeah,
Hey,
any
guys,
of those guys.
I'm gonna go to work, but have a great day.
Okay,
Okay.
bye, man.
I love when you leave. I love to watch you leave.
See y'all, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, any of the no dunks guys would be great. Probably specifically Trey Kirby, maybe.
Who's underrated? Like not in the no dunks world, but who's in the media
Yeah.
that you listen to, you love, and you think more people should get into?
This guy's Zach Lowe.
Have you heard of Zach Lowe?
Very underrated.
I really like Matt Penny.
Matt Penny's good.
Matt Penny's funny. If you didn't listen to Saturday Slam Jam last week, it was Alex Andrew and Matt Penny pretty much for the whole time.
It was a whole time, yeah.
And he's just fantastic. He does great quality. He's good at not very good at trivia. No offense, Matt, but he's really good at his draft analysis is really good. His personality, I think, is really good.
Mm-hmm.
I like. It's funny is there was a season where I stopped listening to Russillo.
Yeah,
but I got back into Russillo during the draft.
Yeah,
because even though he's kind of a arrogant, pompous kind of guy,
yeah,
he does really good quality.
He's good,
content.
man. Yeah, he is good.
KOC seems like a good dude.
Yeah.
I
like listening to him.
He produces a ton of good content.
Dragonfly Jones, I always like, and I'm glad that he's on the Ringer now.
Oh, I don't know him. I don't know who that is.
I like that. It's not the point of this whole thing, but there's a lot of really good guys out there. I don't love the Hoop Collective always, but when I like Brian Windhorst, I think he just seems like genuinely like the sweetest guy ever.
Yeah.
And then Tim McMahon.
When McMahon is on, I will listen.
Him and Tim McMahon are fantastic.
Everybody else,
I don't love Bontemps. I don't love Pelton.
I'm just uninterested.
I like Jackie McMullen, but she's not been on it recently a lot.
Well, she doesn't do pods with ESPN anymore.
Oh God.
She's with the Ringer.
Is she part of the Athletic now?
No, Ringer. Oh. Underrated. Keith Parrish, who does the Fast Break Breakfast pod, is really good. Like Keith is really, really good, and his pod just got picked up by the Grizzlies, basically.
Oh, that's tight.
So he is very, very good, and should have more of a platform than he does. And obviously, he's got a really nice one in Memphis, but I think he's super good. So
it's awesome.
All right. Next Twitter question. This is from @KobeZeller. Guess the starting lineup on opening night. Who will play center, and where do you see Giddey getting his minutes mostly?
I kind of mentioned this earlier when we was talking about positionless. I don't think, and Andrew and Alex have kind of more convinced me of this, and Michele as well, is the Thunder are going to play some really weird lineups. And I think a starting five of Shea, Giddey, Dort, Bazley, and Poku might be a reality. Because you'd think, they're undersized, which is true. They don't have guys that are going to be able to guard Embiid or Jokic. But we had a guy that could guard both of those guys, and it doesn't always really matter with those two, Jokic and Embiid, who you put out there. But I think you're going to have a ton of height. I mean, you got 6'9" at Giddey, Shea 6'6", Bazley 6'10", Poku 7 foot. So you've got some size, and they're just going to be insane. Switchable, not very good, but a lot of fun to watch. So that's my assumption. I don't know who I would substitute. I think if you would look at maybe Favors for Bazley at the 5, if you want a more traditional lineup, but I don't think Favors is going to really care about, I'll just sit on the bench and play some backup minutes or whatever.
I think Favors will start.
Yeah. So Bazley off or Poku?
I would sit Bazley if I were the team. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what Mark's going to do.
I saw a list that I can't remember. It was just one of the Thunder Twitter people, and they made a list of like the most important Thunder players this season, and Baze was at like 9 or 10 on their list. I was like, wow. So general Thunder fan base is down on Baze too.
He was better after he came back, but it's just hard to trust. Like I think he's a guy that I think for most Thunder fans, we have to see it before we really get more excited about it. Because I think he was, for me, probably the guy I was the most excited about seeing his development last year, and he just stunk to start the season.
It was disappointing.
And so it's if he comes out and he plays really well for the first 10 games or so, I'll get my excitement level for Bazley, because Bazley's got some of that skill. I mean, he's that unique kind of guy, tall, athletic, long, can do a lot of things on the floor. It just has to go from theory to reality for me to be excited about Bazley. So obviously Poku is the guy everybody should be probably the most elated.
Yeah, and I think they're very invested in him too. So my guess is SGA, Dort, Poku, Giddy favors.
Giddy. I hope they start him.
They just used the 6th pick on him. To me, you just have to start him.
Yeah.
And he's big enough, man. You really can
He can
play
play
3, 4.
Yeah. Have he and Poku play the wing, right?
Yeah.
Play the 3-4 positions.
I don't care about Derek Favors playing or not playing.
Should we frame
I don't care about it either. We
the
might
only
need
time
to.
Luke's used every notes?
Yeah, we might need to.
He's really into this being wise thing lately, huh?
Yeah. The hard part is when you start talking about being wise, you start losing the
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the
excitement,
wise
the
people
wisdom.
tell people
No,
that they're
it's like,
wise.
I'm very wise. No, it's not
Yeah.
how we do it.
Actually, he actually sent us a quote that says, "The wise man does not have to tell others that he is wise. He just is."
Yeah,
So,
It was anonymous.
he
I
didn't
think, was
listen
the-
to his own quote.
yeah,
or
he's
something.
not wise enough to even.
He's gonna
take
wear
his
the
own advice.
hashtag choose dumb shirt.
He's gonna say choose wise and put a
Choose
picture.
wise
He's
of
gonna
his
make
own
his
face.
own shirt.
If you need a headshot
Oh,
from
no.
Taylor to make that design, just let us know. We'll get you one.
We kind of have to rapid fire the rest of these.
Let's go.
Zach Deeg, I'm a huge Russ fan, but with the Kawhi report, how much of OKC never gets free agents was because of OKC's market in general versus all of that was Russ.
No comment.
At Adam Jacques, do you think?
I don't know, everyone's
I
like,
think that's a real thing that going back to what we talked about on Twitter, I think that there's some of what I talked about when I responded and you
Yeah.
ignored it. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to engage that. Crazy fans. But it's that thing of like, I do think the Thunder have a better shot to be a place where some free agents will choose to play because of the way they've been a team, like the way they've done it.
Yeah.
I do think Russ was a hard person to get people excited to come play with.
Yeah.
Just because of his style of play. Like it's a very particular brand. Although at the same time, like LeBron and AD clearly wanted Russell to come to LA
Mhm.
or they're not making that decision. And so maybe it's just, it takes some sort of like the highest echelon of athlete to want to play with Russ, but I don't know.
Mhm.
I mean, further away, like pretty clear that KD left because of not wanting to play with Russ anymore. Like
It's part of it.
one of the
at least
layers.
part of the decision. Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. Adam Jacques, do you think that we will know what Poku is by the end of next season, or will it still be too soon? Empty calorie stats.
Taylor?
I think we're gonna know first game. I think we're gonna have a pretty good idea.
If he comes out and averages like 27,
He won't average 27, but
40% on the 3-point line.
That would be cool.
I mean, we saw the last half of last season. He had
We
something.
saw the Clippers game where he was playing against Air, where he was incredible.
He was really good.
It was awesome. How do we set up offensive sets to where he can just be in space, air,
Shooters.
shooters, baby? Josh Giddey. We don't know if he's a shooter, do we?
He's not yet.
Is that's not your dog that's running around your front yard, is it?
Is it a dog?
Yeah, it
It's
might
a big
be.
one. A big one.
Oh yeah, not my dog.
Okay.
At Snowy Leopard, can you contrast the Thunder rebuild with the Sixers rebuild? Also, do you believe in increasing the value of the Thunder's own pick via tanking? Is the organization's number one priority, or just one goal amongst many? It's probably one goal amongst many. Also, contrasting them, like the Thunder, very much. They're very similar, but the Thunder very much care about their players and make that a priority. So also the way they draft is like way different.
Yeah, because you mentioned this on something Wednesday, maybe?
Wednesday, yeah.
As you were talking, and Alex is the one that if you ever want to process the process, Alex is very well educated on that. But I think the thing that you mentioned that I do affirm or I agree with, or I think Alex maybe mentioned, I don't know, but the Sixers just always went best player available.
Yeah.
They didn't really have a brand of basketball that they were trying to find guys. And so they would have drafted Kuminga, not Giddey, at 6.
Without a doubt, they would have, because I think he has the most trade value.
So it's
And
just
that's
one
what
of
they
those
did.
things,
Like
yeah.
that's why they drafted Okafor, was because they thought that he'd have the most trade value.
Yeah, that was not correct.
It didn't work out. At Stone Cold S. Adams, well, you guys still love New Zealand fans, even though the
Forever.
arch enemy Australian has been drafted and Steven is long gone.
Forever. I want to live in New Zealand.
Do you know? Listen, New Zealand fans, this is just for you to get mad about. I've heard now 3 people say, "Oh wow, we've had now 2 players from Australia that play for us, Steven Adams
horrible.
and Josh Giddey."
Wow.
That's a casual.
Just so you know, people
casual.
here, that's a casual. But people here think animals are going crazy outside of Andrew's house right now. It's very distracting.
In that
True.
Shyamalan movie, The Happening, or whatever.
There's
it's called.
dogs running around.
What's going on here?
There's birds flying into the window and falling down.
There's rabbits.
Our pets' faces are falling off.
Heads.
Wet heads.
Heads.
Damn it.
You kind of just let it rip today, man.
You kind of have.
It's kind of the choose them.
I hashtag at I think it's lit. Who's the athletic guy that works for the Lakers, the beat writer? I want to keep up with all the Russ LA news, but I can't find a podcast like Down to Dunk or Wizards After Dark. Also, what Thunder jersey do you own and why?
I have a Steven Adams jersey and a Russell jersey, and my good friend bought them for me, so that's why I have them. I need a new one. I don't know who to get though. Giddy? Should I get a Giddy one?
I haven't bought a Thunder jersey since I own a Kevin Durant one. That's the last Thunder jersey that I bought.
Maybe I should get a jersey that has its J on the bottom of it.
You
It's
should.
Jay.
It's
Andrew, I noticed
Jay.
you have your jerseys hanging up and you do
Yeah.
not have your Kevin Durant jersey hanging up.
I don't. Actually, it would be kind of funny to hang it up.
I think you should. Listen, let me just tell the people what jerseys you have up there. A Wizards Gilbert Arenas jersey, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
Clippers Lamar Odom jersey.
Also cool.
A Nuggets Boykins jersey.
Maybe the coolest.
Houston Yao jersey.
It's hilarious.
Lakers Shaq jersey.
It's actually
and
an
then-
LSU Shaq jersey.
Ooh.
It is?
Yeah.
You should know from the number to be
Check the
honest, but
number.
it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then
Sharif Abdul Rahim.
holy
his
moly, what that
first
is
name
such
is
a
on his
weird
back, on the back.
jersey though.
It's
It's
like
like
a-
the green Nuggets jersey.
It's a green
It's a
Hawks.
wool.
It's
Hawks
a Hawks
jersey.
jersey. Yeah. It's a weird one.
There are also some jerseys behind that, though. We see, I think that's the big cactus jersey behind the Odom one. Is that Shaq's Phoenix Suns one? This is great podcasting, by the way.
I don't think there's jerseys behind them.
Do you have a
I think
Heat
you're-
jersey
I
back
think
there?
you're just. Okay.
Did you already buy a Kyle Lowry Heat jersey?
I did. Yeah. Jovan Buha covers the Lakers as well as Bill Oram for the Athletic.
Which one's swole, though? Which one's athletic? Oh, it's the athletic. I got you.
Was
Definitely.
that a joke?
Definitely Jovan.
It wasn't a joke?
Definitely Jovan.
my
I don't
God.
know. I don't.
Oh
They
my
do have a
God.
podcast. It's called the Forum Club. So go listen to the Forum Club.
Jay is dying in self-embarrassment right now.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Last question from at Pepsi United. What's your take on Presti saying that they pick people first and basketball players second? Here's mine. Adams was the best guy ever, and that didn't stop us from begging the coach to bench him in the playoffs. Good people don't win basketball games. Good players do.
I agree to a point. You building a basketball team or are you building a nice community group? You know?
I mean, that's such a, just cherry picking one guy.
It is definitely cherry picking.
It's like, oh, Steven Adams is a good guy. And Steven also was a good basketball player in large stretches of his career in Oklahoma City.
The 2016 run, a lot of it was able to happen because Steven played a nice big role for them, right? Like he was really, really good
Yes.
that year in the
The
playoffs.
other thing is like, it's this high character guys are important. And I would go through a majority of those who are in the upper echelon of the league and say that all of them would have come into an interview and been identified as high character guys.
Yeah.
You know, like Dame, LeBron, Anthony Davis, like all of those guys.
Deion Waiters.
Deion Waiters. I don't think you would have questioned. I think there's things you would have questioned about Deion, but I don't think I would have questioned like his ability to come in and be a good part of the team. His play is insane, and he makes some poor choices off the
But that
court
was the thing. I mean,
but-
back then though, they were just getting good players. It was not about high
But
character guys.
I think for 10 years, we all literally Kevin Durant was the high character guy.
Yeah. Well, and he's not saying we draft high character guys, not basketball players.
Yeah.
He's saying that we look at the character of these guys as well as their basketball skills, and we take into account the kind of person that they are. Also, the kind of person that you are can dictate the ceiling that you have. There's
Right,
been a
yes.
lot of like
Work ethic.
low character
You look
NBA
at
guys
Michael
that have
Beasley compared to Russell Westbrook.
Yes.
That David Fisdale
Yes.
whole comment. you know.
crazy talent and couldn't reach their potential because of the character flaws. Like it's happened time and time again with guys. Anthony Randolph is another one. Anthony Randolph should have been an NBA All-Star. Like, he has that kind of talent. But he got drafted late and has been playing in Europe for forever because of character issues. So it's not just
Is it character or is that just what his face looks like?
definitely character.
Oh.
I don't know who that is.
He always looks sad.
He does always look sad. There's just they're tethered together. You know, there's very few NBA superstars, NBA like great or good to great NBA players that have like horrible character, right?
I do all. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. There's not.
Most of the bad character guys don't achieve what they could because of the issues that they've had.
Yeah, you could go across the board, and character is kind of a ambiguous term when it comes to what you're looking at with these guys, and it's, that's defined by the person in some sense. But I think if you look at guys that have high work ethic, want to come, show up, be a part of the team, believe in the overall team goals, like you don't make it to the echelon that all stars do without being that. That's just a reality. Like,
yeah.
Very rarely, I'll say that, do you get there. And I think it's the other thing is important is like, this is also just something that a GM who is going to pump up the guys he just drafted would say.
And they're
we draft good people and then good players second, whatever. Like, that's just something that's a Sam Prestiism.
And those guys are genuinely like good people. Now, people change and evolve too.
Yeah.
Like you can draft somebody. Everybody's like in the comments, and I think these are warranted, like James Harden and Kawhi. I think when those guys were drafted, they were different people than when they got their max contracts. Like, things changed for them at some point. And that's okay. Like, that's a part of their journey, and they are superstars. And they have like, I think that like character and values, like we probably have to separate those.
I was gonna make
things.
Yes.
Because just because you have what some people would say are like great core values, it doesn't mean like you can separate those two things to a degree. And especially for these guys and everything that they have thrown at them, I think that you can separate those two quite a bit. And I wouldn't say that James Harden's like a bad character guy. Like, he's not a bad guy. I don't think that Kawhi is a bad guy either. Do they make choices that make them seem sketchy at times? Sure.
Well, I think the thing that separates Harden specifically for me is like Harden is also, when he's on the court, like, you can disagree with the style of play all you want, but the dude plays until this last year every game.
Yeah.
And would lead through kind of the way he would play. Now, he's difficult to play with. I get all of those things.
Sure.
I understand that. But like on the court, it feels very different than somebody that comes in with this layer of entitlement that doesn't want to work hard or whatever like that. And it's hard. This is a weird question because character really is like, especially when you're looking at NBA players, it's not a clearly definable characteristic that you like. Good people versus good players. Like, well, good people are kind of a relative term to people's assumption. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, it's different for different people.
Yeah.
So, but I would say that they drafted guys that are willing to work.
Except for Mitch McGarry. Yeah.
I'm talking about these guys that they just they just drafted.
That's a good example.
Yeah, Mitch McGarry is a really good example of the character flaws and somebody like taking basketball away from him.
Well, it's just, I guess it's more about like priorities. They just draft guys where basketball and being the best at basketball that they can be is their number one priority. That's what he's talking about. Person.
All those guys they drafted, whether they work out or not, like they really want to be great basketball players.
Yeah.
All right, we got to go.
Bye.
I did want to say I had the Cinnamon Toast Crunch popcorn last night.
Oh my gosh. And
really good.
Really?
I like sweet popcorn too. And it's delicious. You can get it at your local Sam's Club.
Is that the only place you can get it?
I don't know. Thanks for listening to our podcast. I'll be doing stuff from Summer League, so look out for that.
Is popcorn a bread?
Technically, is corn a bread?
Cornbread.
Is nuts a